Hey there comrades, it's Small Godfly again. Today I'm just bringing you another video, and today it will be detailing the ins and outs of forward operating bases. Basically everything you've ever wanted to know, and how to really upgrade your forward operating base with the least amount of effort. Okay, so in the last video I was talking about how to infiltrate bases and the like. And I've got some more footage which I'll be uploading as well, of me infiltrating people's bases. But at this point in time, it does get a lot harder. A lot harder. A lot of these targets are pretty well defended. But not only that, everyone has a lot of relationships at the moment, right? Which is something I really want to talk about. But if you have a look at some of these guys, like, can infiltrate him. Like, look at that, a level 44 command platform.
Development complete.
62 men on there, 26 claymores, 7 UAVs, 18 cameras, 22 anti-theft devices, and 16 laser wires or tripwires. That's crazy. That, you know, to actually get through that without even anyone coming to stop you, to actually even get through that is pretty damn hard. So I've come up with some pretty cheesy ways of how I think I can get through that. I can completely cheese the entire thing, I reckon, using boxes and smoke grenades and the like, which I am going to try out. I'll be experimenting with that build. But anyway, as you can see, it's pretty hard, right? It's pretty tough to invade those kind of bases. So what's happening at the moment is no one's really invading each other. People are still going out and trying to invade and whatnot, but you don't want to be invading, right? You lose a lot. It punishes you if you lose when you invade. So you always want to try and win. You know, that's pretty common sense. So what I've gone and done is, if you have a look in the top right there at the espionage rank, he's the 390th best espionage dude in the world, right? And I decided I'm going to support him. This guy's the 17th best. I've supported him. This guy's 47th best. I've supported him. I just kept going through in random, just trying to find people who are really high, like 705 there. I would definitely support him, because they will have a lot of enemies and they'll have a lot of people trying to invade them, right? And then you get these people will support you back. And what this means is, if somebody comes to invade your base, and you're not online or whatever, these guys can come defend it for you, right? And vice versa. If you're supporting them, you can support them. And even if they don't support you back, you still want to support these guys that are really high up, purely because you get massive amounts of rewards, of staff members, of resources, of GMP. You get everything if you step in and you try and help these guys out with their defense. And if somebody comes to support you, right? So if you're busy, you know, you're away or whatever, you're AFK and you get invaded, one of your friends can come support you. Not only do they protect your resources, but you also gain the same resources that they do. And I just want to kind of prove this by going on the rewards. I haven't logged on for 3 days, and I got invaded quite a bit, apparently. And these are the rewards which are up for grabs. So let's have a look. We got our dispatch missions. Alright, here we go. Here's our defense rewards, right? So defense 1. 210,000 GMP, 3 times A+ staff, metal, a lot of metal, you know. It's worth quite a bit. Defense 2. Got some S rank staff, A+ staff, A staff, 210,000 GMP, got some metal, you know, some plants, all that lovely stuff. Again, defense 3, got a bunch of metal. I didn't even do anything, right? That's what I really want to stress. I didn't even do anything to earn this. People just defended my base for me. And look at all this stuff I got. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Look at these legendary soldiers. I was just away, you know, doing real life things. I didn't have to be here. I'm getting all this stuff. It's a pretty sweet deal. So, support your fellow friends in arms, you know. Just find someone who's really high up. He could have even invaded you, right? Actually, I probably wouldn't support someone who invaded me, but you know, go support some people. Go support some people. Go help them out. So and especially if they have a high espionage rating, alright? You get loads of resources, and if they support you back, it's just a win-win situation. And again, that compounds on what is making invading so difficult. You're pretty much guaranteed to come up against an enemy player now, which, you know, is just making it so hard. Second thing I want to talk about, if you look at the bottom right, you see my heroism, it's gold. If you look next to my Sons of Patriot symbol, you see there's a gold crown next to it as well. That means I'm a hero, right? As soon as you break 150,000 heroism, you can invade people who have nuclear bombs, and this is what it looks like. So you go in FOB missions, and it's always blank for me, don't know why, but there'll be nuclear equipped targets, and no one will be on this list. Pretty much because you can guarantee, although you can steal nuclear bombs and the like, you pretty much guarantee anyone who has a nuclear bomb has been cheating, or has just been playing the game loads. I think I've been playing the game loads and have been doing pretty good, but there's people who just have like 8 nuclear bombs and a fully complete forward operating base. You know, it just seems a bit dodgy to me. Let's see if there's anyone here. Yeah, this dude here, right? Ray. See in the top right there, he has 4 nuclear bombs. You would not be able to invade him, and he's got his forward operating base completely complete as well, like, of course. You would not be able to invade him if you had less than 150,000 heroism. It would come up with the message, you do not have enough heroism rating to like invade this base, basically. Which means you can't touch him. He can invade you, and you can't invade him back. So it's something you want to work on. If you want to level up that quickly, just go do some of the late game story missions, complete them with S rankings. It's not too hard, just deal with that, and you should be golden. I've got a load of retaliation targets as well, and indirect retaliation targets, so I can invade these people further down the food chain. So if we have a look, this Diamond Kojima's guy, DK, both his bases are going to be pretty tough nuts to crack. So I wouldn't want to bother with him, but this guy, where was he? Here, yeah, Link Agent. His rank 55,000, let's just say. His base, although it's still hard to infiltrate, and a lot harder than it was, you know, when I made my first video. These bases have gotten so much harder. It's still pretty easy to infiltrate, compared, right? Relative. And he may not have that many relationships and the like. It would be hard as nails to invade that command platform. I wouldn't even go near it. But I don't know. I'm coming up with some ideas of how to get into these bases, how to sneak past the players. It's not easy. It's not easy. But I think there may be some pretty clever ways around that kind of stuff. Mostly using the boxes, sleep mines, and gas grenades, and just absolutely cheese your way through. Right. So here's another thing I want to highlight as well. That's pretty important. The third thing I want to talk about. If we go back to Diamond and Kojima's, right? You see his forward operating base? This FOB is being infiltrated by another rival and is currently blockaded. Wait a while and try again later. That's not true. When that comes up, that is not true. They are not currently being infiltrated.
Development project.
They are not currently being infiltrated by another rival. If you read the forward operating base's text about online play that Konami put out at the beginning of the game, it does clearly state that
Development project has been at development complete.
Standard. All the development's been complete during my video. It does state that you will not be able to infiltrate people's bases if they've been infiltrated in the past 4 to 24 hours, right? Depending on the damage done. So if somebody's come into someone's base and taken everything, right, absolutely everything off them, their base will be blockaded and will show that message for 24 hours, right? Bear in mind, you can't really take everything from somebody. You can just take a lot. You can take like 40% of their stuff. It'll be blockaded for 24 hours, and it'll be, you know, defended. The same comes in again. If somebody comes in to defend you and it's a successful defense, it'll still be blockaded. You won't be able to be invaded again. So for people that aren't too happy with like the way Metal Gear Solid 5 is, you know, the whole online PvP aspect, they've really put that in to kind of defend you guys. So if you get really messed up, your base can't be touched again unless you go out and invade other bases. As soon as you go out and infiltrate another base, that cap's listed. So actually it could be a good idea just to keep infiltrating bases, keep doing it, and get your friends to defend your base. Even if you fail, you're just resetting your base to be invaded more and more and more, and you're increasing your espionage ranking. Bearing in mind, you don't actually even have to complete the whole entire FOB mission. You can just jump back to the helicopter after 5 minutes and just take some dudes with you. Alright, the final thing I want to talk about, actually is quickly talk about the base colour. Right, I've set it to white, and I would recommend you do so as well. You have the option of black, don't do that. You know, red maybe not blue, I wouldn't do blue, and you know, the big shell kind of colour, whatever, as long as it's bright. I picked bright white purely because no one's going to be wearing white when they infiltrate your base, and they're going to stick out like a sore thumb in daylight or at night. They will stick out against the back of the colour. It's just for contrast. So I think that's if you're having, you know, issues defending, or it's just something I would do anyway, to be honest. It's up to you. You have whatever colour you want, but I personally set that colour to be white just so I can see people easier. Last thing I want to talk about is the PF grade. This thing's pretty awesome actually. So if we go into it again, I don't know if you come across this before, but basically it pits you up against different people depending on your offensive capability, and it pits it against their defensive capability, right? So it's like mock battles, like virtual battles, as it says in the top left there. And what happens if you win these, which you're more than likely just going to win 50-50 kind of thing, you get victory points. And at the end of every week, I'm fairly sure it's every week, depending on how many victory points you have, you either go up in ranking, where you get more PF points, or you go down in ranking. And PF points are awesome. They're absolutely awesome, right? Because look at the rewards you can get. You don't do anything. It's just a passive thing. It happens weekly. Fairly sure it's weekly. And you can swap them for, you know, A++ staff, which is the highest elite staff you can get, or resources, which is what I'd swap it for, you know. 5,000 processed fuel. Yes, please. And it's pretty cheap as well. I spent all my PF points last week on fuel. And when it comes around again this week, I'm going to do the same as well. So yeah, that pretty much covers it. Just to recap, try and work on your security defenses. Don't be afraid to up your defenses. Spend more on it, because then you win more on your PF grades, and not only that, you get more rewards for defending and the like. So yeah, put a lot more money into all that lovely stuff. Second point, I'm going backwards here. Base color, make it white. Just so you can spot people easier, if you want to. If you aesthetically prefer another colour, fine, you know, do whatever. I just have it as white because I'm defending it a lot against a lot of people. Make sure, third point, make sure you build up a lot of relationships, support a lot of people so you can defend their bases. Hell of a lot easier defending, so much easier defending. And that'll wean you into PvP as well in general. If you are in the defense, you'd have to come across some extremely good players to be overwhelmed or to be overcome or snuck around and like, and get some people to support you as well, which pretty much covers your back when you're offline. But fourth point, again, even if you are offline and someone does manage to successfully infiltrate your base will lock itself down for a good day or so, so you won't just be constantly picked at or whatever. And again, the last point, see if you can find people with really low down espionage ratings. I don't want to say high, because, you know, 46,000 is a high number, but it's not high up on the list. You know, number one's high up. But for really large espionage rank, try and find them and go for those users, as in infiltrate those. If you really want to infiltrate people's bases, go for those. And that should do it. Right, so yeah, play defensive, not offensive. I'll come up with some videos soon which should be detailing how to get into people's bases again, you know, trying to cheese them. That's kind of like the idea of the next video. I've shown you how to like generally sneak into people's bases in my previous video, which will be shown in the top right there. But in my next video, I'm just gonna try and absolutely cheese people, try and trick all the guards with boxes and smoke grenades, and just see if I can just rush through a base before somebody comes to defend it, basically. Which I think it should work as well. And I have a lot of footage which I would like to show you guys as well of failures. I've failed a lot of times. Some of them being pretty catastrophic, you know, and some of them being pretty epic as well. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe in the button below. And I look forward to bringing you guys some more content soon. Peace.